Watch this video at your own risk, because after watching it, you will become a person who no longer cares what people say about him. What will they think? Let's begin. In 300 BC, in the city of Cyprus, there lived a very rich trader named Zeno. One day, Zeno was traveling from Phoenicia to Piraeus. The journey was going smoothly, but suddenly a very dangerous storm came, and his ship sank. And with that ship, all his life's hard work disappeared into the water in one single moment. Zeno, who was a very rich man, became poor in just 1 second. Now he had nothing left. Think, if you were in Zeno's place, how would you react? Would you burst out in anger? Would you be sad? Would you feel that life has betrayed you? That God has done injustice to you? These reactions are very natural, but not for Zeno, because he was the father of Stoicism. A small change in your thinking can later bring very big changes in your life. Zeno said, "What had to happen has happened. Stop being sad and crying. Keep your mind calm. What's the point of crying over things that are not in our control?" Stoicism is based on this. Don't grieve over things that are not in your control. After reading Socrates and other philosophers, Zeno created Stoicism and taught that what we experience is not in our control, but how we react to it is always in our control. Nowadays, people think Stoics are those who never feel sad, never explode in anger, and are never shaken by anxiety, as if their emotions have been switched off. But the real concept of Stoicism is not to be emotionless. Stoicism was a philosophy, a new way of looking at the world, a way of life so powerful that it has survived for thousands of years. And guess what? This philosophy is still as relevant today as it was 2,000 years ago. Stoicism gives us a special lesson. When a negative experience happens, don't suppress emotions, learn to process them. From those emotions, create a new thought process. Develop a unique perspective that changes the way you see the world. That's why they say perspective is everything. Everyone's experiences are different. Naturally, everyone's perspectives are different too. But Stoicism gives us the power to become a better version of ourselves through every experience. The most special thing about the Stoics was that they didn't confine their thoughts and ideas within the walls of schools or palaces. Their philosophy was for everyone, a mindset that could make anyone's life better, whether he was a slave or a king. And that's why the knowledge of Stoicism spread everywhere. Some names became legends of Stoic philosophy. Epictetus, who was once a slave, his name itself means acquired. Then came Seneca, a brilliant statesman, and finally Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor, one of the most powerful rulers in the world. The Stoics didn't just teach philosophy, they practiced what they taught. They stood against all kinds of inequality and segregation. Treating everyone equally was the core of their principles. In fact, they were the ones who introduced the idea of cosmopolitanism, the belief in unity and togetherness, which the Stoics had taught thousands of years ago. So, why do so many people make Stoicism their lifestyle? Simple. The world is full of unexpected events, and emotions often mislead us. Think, why do we feel sad? Because unexpected things happen. Bad moments in life will come, but when they appear without warning, we get shaken. It's like rain. Rain itself is not bad. It hydrates plants, cools the temperature, gives water to livestock. But when a cloud catches us without an umbrella, the scene turns bad. Still, we don't start crying during rain. Why? Because we've learned that rain will happen sooner or later. The weather isn't in our control. We've accepted that. When the rain stops, the light returns. That's the same lesson Stoicism teaches. Whatever bad can happen, assume it will. When you visualize and accept the worst outcome, you become mentally strong. The Stoics say, expect the worst and stay content even if it happens. The Stoics had a very interesting exercise, voluntary discomfort. Its purpose was to build gratitude, meaning intentionally put yourself in slight discomfort, like sleeping on the kitchen floor, taking cold showers instead of hot, traveling by bus instead of car. This exercise removes your fear of losing things like house, car, or money. It teaches that no matter how uncomfortable a situation becomes, If the mindset is right, we can not only survive, but thrive. When we intentionally put ourselves in uncomfortable situations, we prepare our mind for future challenges. In today's time, where advertisements constantly create this belief that if we don't have the latest things, don't look a certain way, or don't earn a certain salary, we can never be happy. We come into this world knowing nothing. Slowly we learn from home, school, and our surroundings. But the problem is, these three sources teach us different things each time. Now the question is, should we absorb everything into our lives? Because if we observe things without thinking, we'll set unrealistic expectations for our lives. And when expectations aren't fulfilled, disappointment is guaranteed. And honestly, that's no way to live. We must learn to focus on ourselves. Whatever you do it for yourself. Even if you do good for someone else, do it for yourself. Don't expect that because you were good to someone, they'll be good to you in return. If we attach heavy expectations or attachments to our actions, we often end up hurt. We usually try to fill our inner emptiness with external things, buying a fancy car, a bigger house, starting a family. But the problem is, we chase them for their external value, not their internal value. The Stoic lesson is, if your happiness depends on external things, you give your happiness to things that can leave you any time. A car will one day break down. Natural disasters can destroy cities. Divorce rates rise every year. Parents, siblings, friends, husband, wife, no one lives forever. Even free things have a cost. Everything requires space, whether physical or mental. Seneca once wrote something powerful. When you learn to live with less, you create space in your life for the things that truly matter. If you fill your life with useless people and useless things, good people and meaningful things will never enter. We must base our happiness on our being, not on something we can buy or acquire physically. We should maintain a cool mind while giving our best in every situation. Because no matter what life throws at us, most things are beyond our control. But how we react to them, that is fully in our control. This is one of the most important principles of Stoic philosophy. In the words of Epictetus, the greatest task in life is to distinguish between what's external, not in our control, and what's internal, our own choices, fully under our control. Working hard for your goals is a good habit, but breaking down when things don't go as planned is meaningless from the Stoic point of view. Now think, you write the script, make the video, edit it, create an attractive thumbnail and title. You do everything. Finally, you upload it. Until uploading, everything is in your hands. But the moment you hit the upload button, the power shifts to the audience. The problem is, people measure their success by views and likes. But real success lies in the effort you gave with honesty and dedication. Remember, living with less means freeing yourself from society's unnecessary chains. When you keep expectations under your control, you feel truly free. Think of a man who has been working hard for 6 months in his job. He feels his promotion is due. He goes to his boss, shows his performance report, and asks for promotion. The boss looks at the report, says, "Thanks," but doesn't promote him. The man goes home thinking, maybe I'm useless at my work. But did he consider that maybe the boss woke up angry that morning? Or there was a more qualified candidate? Or the company didn't have the funds for promotions? Whatever the reason, he doesn't know, but he's upset anyway. The Stoics teach, if he had based his value on the honest effort and 100% work he put into that report, he could have been happier. It's a simple rule. Focus on your efforts, not on the outcome that's not in your control. Your effort is in your control, but giving promotion is in your boss's control. If that man changed his perspective, his goal of promotion wouldn't end. It would just be postponed. This mindset change is the core of Stoicism. A true Stoic doesn't measure success with money. For him, true comfort is being able to live a happy life without things that money can buy. The 4 main virtues of Stoicism are wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice. Wisdom means understanding what's in our control and what's not. and knowing how we react to situations. That's the biggest part of wisdom. As Viktor Frankl said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our power to choose our response. Courage can be defined in 2 words: persist and resist. Don't run away from challenges. Face them and resist wrong things. Temperance means doing more with less, like how I explained more with fewer words. The Stoics say the limit of wealth is only what's necessary. Whatever is enough is sufficient. Bezos and Musk are becoming billionaires. But for Stoics, real wealth is contentment, satisfaction, and now comes justice, the most important virtue of Stoicism. Its lesson is simple: harm no one. We are made for each other, to do good for each other, not just for ourselves. Nelson Mandela, one of the most famous African leaders, was sentenced to life imprisonment while fighting against discrimination. He spent 27 years in jail, but when he was released, something unexpected happened. Many thought Mandela would take revenge on those responsible for his suffering, but he didn't. During his prison years, Mandela read Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and practiced their core values in life. Instead of revenge, Mandela gave his people a new lesson: relax, rebuild. What happened in the past was not in his control, but the future was. He said, "Let's move forward and build a better nation." Even in today's medical world, Stoicism plays a very important role. For example, in REBT, Rational Emotive Behavioral Therapy, and Logotherapy. Sometimes we start having negative thoughts, like "I can't do anything" or "everything is going wrong." These thoughts make us sad and angry. REBT helps identify and replace such thoughts with healthy ones, like "I will do my best." Logotherapy teaches that everyone should find a purpose, a reason to live. If we find our purpose, even in tough times, we can still feel happy, but this is not easy. We have to change our old way of thinking and learn to think in new ways. Stoicism teaches us how to move through the storms of the past and present toward calm waters. And even if our ship sinks and we sink with it, we can still feel powerful, knowing that we lived a good life, even if it wasn't as long as we had imagined. If your heart agrees, drop a comment, but do it for sure. Finally, you guys are amazing. Keep reading, keep learning, keep growing. Thank you for